So, you're looking to host a Minecraft server. You've decided you want to use an online hosting service, but you don't know where to start. There seems to be hundreds of hosts offering, at a glance, practically the same thing. It can definitely seem confusing, so in this video I'm going to go over some of the different hosts that you can use, as well as what I'd recommend for different scenarios. If you aren't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, as it's one click for you, but means a lot to me. Let's get on with the video. To start off, we will look at a couple of free hosts. After that, we will look at some paid hosts, including pay monthly and pay as you go. There are advantages and disadvantages to all of these, which will be covered. So, to get started, let's look at free hosts. Now, if you're just looking to make a small vanilla Minecraft SMP with a couple of friends, you probably aren't looking to spend money on this. This is where free hosts come into play. The obvious advantage of this is that you don't have to pay any money, meaning you can give up or stop at any time, and it can be set up just for fun with no real commitment. However, using a free host comes at a cost. The hardware hosting it will usually be low spec, and you'll be allocated very little RAM. RAM is highly important for a server, as Minecraft is not always a light game in terms of memory, with the later versions using up a lot of memory, while the earlier versions are pretty light. And the less memory a server host has, the more likely you are to encounter lag when trying to have many players on your server, or when trying to use lots of plugins or a mod pack. So, if you only want a vanilla world and don't expect many people to be on it, let's take a look at some free hosting options for you. The two best known free hosts are Minehut and Aternos. Both of these providers have basic plans that allow you to run a small server. We'll start off with Minehut.com. This provider has a free plan, but also allows you to purchase credits, which can be spent on upgrading the specs of your server. On the free plan, you can have up to 2 servers saved at any one point. However, you should note that if no one is on your server for over 5 minutes, it will automatically close itself down. It can be restarted again by attempting to join and then waiting a few minutes, or through the web panel. The free plan includes 1 GB of RAM, and they don't specify exactly how many gigabytes of disk space you receive, although I've never managed to reach a limit of sorts before. Another cool feature of Minehut is that you can vote for their service on a certain page once per day, and you receive 25 free credits each time you do this. These credits can then be saved up and spent on upgrading server specs, as well as some other cosmetic perks. Minehut's free plan is good for vanilla SMPs and servers with only a few plugins and people. However, it will lag considerably with too much strain on it. Furthermore, it can be quite laggy at times even without many people on it. The other free service hosting provider I mentioned is Aternos. This offers a very similar service to Minehut, however, it doesn't provide a set 1 GB of RAM. Instead, it gives you a calculated amount of RAM based on numerous factors, such as the version of Minecraft installed and what sort of server it is, such as Forge, Paper, Spigot, etc. The storage space used cannot exceed 4 GB in size, otherwise it won't let you start your server. Aternos again can become laggy at peak times, and also will automatically close if no one joins for a few minutes, requiring it to be reopened and loaded again. Unlike Minehut, Aternos doesn't have a paid plan on their site. However, the company which owns Aternos also have a paid hosting service which I'll talk about shortly. Although I won't go into detail about it, another free host you can look into is Server.pro. These 3 are the only free hosting services I'll be specifically referencing, although there are others out there that you can research. A word of warning though when looking at free hosts: although you can trust those 3, there will be sketchy people out there offering fake free hosting, normally with unrealistically good specs for something costing nothing, who actually have malicious intents. Also, free hosts can suffer from downtime, data loss, etc., as you are not a paying customer to them. So, if you want to host a server with a few more people or plugins or mods, or perhaps if you want a server with 24/7 uptime, it's time to look at some paid hosts. Now, there are many paid hosting providers, with wildly varying prices. However, you need to decide how often you're going to need the server. The reason I say this is because of a brilliant service called Exaroton. This is owned by the same parent company that owns Aternos, but is a paid service. However, unlike most paid Minecraft hosts, you don't pay a set monthly fee. Instead, you buy credits, where 1 credit costs 1 cent in advance, and then you only pay while your server is running. The credit cost per hour is 1 cent times gigabytes of RAM used, and you can choose the amount of RAM used all the way up to 16 gigabytes. This is beneficial if you only want a server to play on with your friends for an hour a day, as you could make a 4GB server and only pay 4 cents per day, working out at just over $1 per month. From my past experience, Exaroton is very fast and I've never experienced lag or downtime as of yet. However, pay-as-you-go services like Exaroton work out more expensive if you want a 24/7 server. For this, you will want to look at a pay-monthly server host, where you pay a set price each month and in return you receive a Minecraft server with a specified amount of RAM, storage, CPU, etc, which you can use as little or as much as you want within that month without any surprise fees. There are way too many paid server hosts for me to go over them all, but when weighing up a paid host, here's what to look out for. You should read the details of what you are receiving. A good host should offer a decent amount of SSD space, should make it clear how much RAM you are receiving, and should allow you full access to all the server files such as server.properties and config files, and it should be online 24/7 with very little downtime or maintenance time. Preferably, you will want a host that has its hardware in a country close to you to lower the ping. Also, you want them to provide DDoS protection as part of the plan, as this stops a malicious user from lagging out or crashing your server and preventing people from joining. From my personal experience, you also want to go with a provider that has good and efficient support teams. Although you may not think you would need a customer support person now, you might well find yourself needing support in the future, and having to wait days for a half-hearted response is not fun. When I'm trying to find a good Minecraft server host, the best way I check how good they are is to put the website URL into trustpilot.com and see what others have said about them. If lots of other people have had a good experience with them, you hopefully will too. You can also search Reddit for the name of the hosting company and see if others have had good or bad experiences with them. I personally choose to use SparkToast for stuff like this, as I have found their prices to be really decent, their hardware to be efficient, downtime is minimal, and they have super helpful and speedy customer support, who help with any issues that I face. However, some other good options are Pebblehost and ReviveNode, but they are far from the only good ones out there. Do some research and find one that best matches what you need. And that's all for this video. If you have any queries or suggestions about Minecraft server hosts, or have your own preference, I'd love to hear about them down in the comments. Also, I have a Discord server, link at the top of the description, which you can join to chat with my community and keep up to date on the latest videos and live streams. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and for now, have a great day. Goodbye!